Whenever you are. Okay, describe the place, like the urban area where you lived at. It's
Before I came here,
yeah. Describe urban neighborhood, small town, rural cities, suburbs.
well, it was the hood.
Well, say your name first.
My name is Dwain,
Mhm.
and I'm describing the place where I came from, and the place where I came from, it was urban. Plus, they said it was the hood, as they said. It was kind of rough in some ways to come along, do the things you have to do, and it was just like it was always like a hustle and bustle thing every day to survive, to do the things you need to do in your life. And it came to a point that I was getting odd jobs doing this and doing that, and still running, doing this and doing that I ain't supposed to be doing. And I mean, I was in and out of jail doing this and doing that. I mean, crazy. Got into drugs, all that stuff, all of that. I mean, I was just out of control. I was out of control. And then one day, I got tired of being tired. I got sick and tired of being sick and tired of doing what I was doing. Ended up going to a halfway house, going through halfway houses and work release programs. Then I got a job. And finally, something told me to go ahead and do the right thing for my life, because if I didn't, I don't know where I'd be at today. So
Okay, so where do you grow up at?
I grew up in New York. I grew up in New York, on the streets of New York. And by me being in the streets of New York, it was just, I just had to survive to doing what I had to do. Plus, my mother passed 16 years ago, and just me, my sister, my brother, my other brothers, and everything like that. We all stayed in one house together. Then after we got older and everything like that, we started separating. My sister started moving this way. I was still out there doing what I'm doing. My brother started going that way, doing what he doing. And my other brother was doing this and everything like that. And my nieces, they were still young. And we was all trying to stick together as being a family, being close to each other and everything like that. And it was just like, almost like everything was wide open in my life at that moment in time. And so I had to make a decision to do what I was going to do. So I decided one day I was involved with this person and thought things was going to be what it is. Get here in Virginia, in the country, after so many years in the country and everything like that, we got together and all that, and we got a place together. Then after 4 or 5 years goes by, things started hitting the fan, because she felt like I wasn't doing my part of keeping up the house and everything like that. And she wanted more money, plus her family wasn't getting involved in our situations. It came to a point that the police had to come, eviction had to come up and everything like that, about we can't stay together, we're going to keep this up and everything like that. So one day I said, look, I'm going to get out. And I'm going to give you a date. I'm going to get out and I'm going to be out. So I got all my things and I moved to Richmond. And then from that point on, I had an apartment, 2 jobs. I was working and doing what I need to do to keep this apartment and everything like that. Then all of a sudden I said, let me go ahead and get down here where my sister at. And she stay here in Greenville. And so this is where I'm at. Like that.
So what was it like when where you grew up? What was it like?
What you mean? What was it like? It, it was like it wasn't. It wasn't a pretty picture. I tell you that. It wasn't a pretty picture because it was rough. It was rough in some ways because I didn't have
Hold
income.
your head up and look at the camera.
I didn't have income like I wanted to have income to live comfortable, and I was just scratching and pulling and doing what I can do to survive, just like that.
Okay, how has it changed you over the years?
It changed me a lot. Things have changed a lot in my life. Changed a lot because by me turning my life over to Him, God, He showed me the way. He showed me the way how to do the things that need to be done as living as the person I am now, you know. And that time when I was out there doing that and everything, there was no God. It was no God in me. There was no God in me. The devil always had his way with me, just like that. You know,
Okay, what brought about the changes?
God brought the changes. God brought the changes in my life and showed me a better life of what it is right now. That's it. You know, and that's the way I look at it. I just leave it all to Him. All my decisions and everything else. You know, and that's what it is.
Okay. Okay, can you draw a map like or something like explaining about how your local community was of your neighborhood?
What you mean, Jerome?
You know, like describe what, the different areas, how would it look?
Okay. Well, where I was in New York, it was nothing like the way it is now, right? Where I am now, because it seems like there was no trust and no security feeling about where I was living at, because I always had to watch my back about certain people and things and wherever I be at and everything like that, you know. And by the changes from that point there until here, it's a whole different atmosphere because I could leave my door open, I could interact with people that I know, and that's a lot of hospitality. But down there in New York, up there in New York, it's not that. It's not that because everything's fast, and here it's real slow, like laid back, like that. That's the way I look at it, like that. It's a difference.
Okay, so what places stand out in your mind and why?
The place that stands out in my mind mostly is the way New York is. It's the way people there are, and the reason why is that because there it shows people don't care about life itself as it is, and here it shows that people care and show you that care with their hospitality and respect. That's where I look at the difference between there and here.
What stories and memories come to your mind?
Stories and memories.
Mm-hmm.
The memories come to my mind is about how I used to be in and out of places and doing different things and being around certain people and the way they was and the way they was living and the way I used to be in the streets all night and day. Didn't know where I was going to turn my head is going to lay at and when I was going to get the next meal in my body and the next clothing, bed, water, whatever, like that. When my next meal is going to come at. Because I used to sleep in cars, in back of people's houses, on people's porches, things like that, alleyways, train stations, all of that. They had no place to go. They didn't have no place to go. And that's what it was. I was in and out of shelters and everything. And that's what it was.
Okay, so when you were, in this, living the way you were living, how long how long did that take place? How long was it going on? For how many years?
It was going on for over 15, 16, 17 years, like that. It was going on like that, because there was no type of solution I could have found at that moment in time to do what I need to do to live. I just took things as it come. And that's it.